Alberton Richelieu says what sets his client apart from Roger Avril, Danny Francis, and Roger Hilaire is the fact that he has legal representation. The three were surrendered to the French in what was described as a controversial operation last year. Richelieu has resolved that his client will not meet the same fate. And although he faces an order to have Simon Cherubin surrendered to Martinique authorities, Richelieu says the same order has given him further ammunition for his case.
It means that we are going to the High Court on application for review of the magistrate's decision under Section 11 of the Backing of Warrants Act. And rather strange, I think what provides us with more ammunition is the fact that I understood that when the judgment was given, he was surrendered in relation to one offense, although there were in fact 3 offenses.
A hearing on a constitutional motion in the case is set for the High Court on April 6. Richelieu is confident that the fact that his client is being surrendered on one offense strengthens the argument before the court. He does not foresee surrender before the High Court date and says a stay of proceedings reinforces his prediction. In any case, he says the unprecedented nature of the case opens up countless avenues for judicial review.
We can go by way of the review provided by the Act itself. We can go by whether or not that the magistrate acted outside of the powers given to her by the Act. We can go by way of challenging the constitutionality of the Act itself. And of course, and what they're in fact asking us to do by way of the Act is a question of judicial review. A judicial review of the magistrate's order. It may appear to want to be, oh yes, he's going to be surrendered in the next 15 days. That is not really so. Very unlikely, because the thing about it is that we have, myself and Mr. Innocent, we have agreed to pursue vehemently all the way. Until we have not exhausted all our avenues, we're not going to stop.
The attorney says one thing is clear. Tuesday's decision by the magistrate underscores his original argument that this case should be heard in the High Court.
At the end of the day, whatever issues which are, because the magistrate could only be acting within the ambit of the Act itself. The question as to whether her discretion is properly exercised at the end of the day has to be tested by a judge. The question whether or not as to the constitutionality of the Backing of Warrants Act has to be tested by a judge. So at the end of the day, what has really happened there is just really and truly going through the motions.
Richelieu maintains that the 3 Saint Lucian men in custody in Martinique are there only because there was no one to fight for them. He says his methods of legal redress for Cherubin are numerous. The backup plans are in place. If the application for review fails, it's off to the Court of Appeals. And if that doesn't go according to plan, the case will be brought to the Privy Council. Alison Kentish, HTS News, Channel 4.